dear.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, this is what you were talking
Doing
about,
some
the things.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
We can just be each other for today.
Okay. Wait, no.
What? Oh, yeah, scooch that. Scooch that. There you go. Wow. Look at that.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, so I can't do that.
No, you can. You just kind of got to be careful about how it sits
I don't know that it can go that far.
Yeah, you're right. It can't.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live stream. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. I can speak
Yeah, it's good.
It's perfect. Hello, everyone. As always, let us know if you can hear us okay. We're not wearing headphones today, so I can't tell. But I can see the bars moving. So that is encouraging. And you can also hear our third co-host in the background making noise, as usual. This is going to be a really fun stream. We're really glad Eli's here. Izzy's very excited about that.
Yeah, you're so excited.
We're going to wait just a second for anyone else to show up who might want to, and also for our third co-host to decide if she's done saying all she wants to say for the live stream, or if she has more to say. Well, you're very vocal. What you want? Okay, I'm gonna give you attention. Yeah, I know. What you want to give all your Legends opinions? What do you think about Star Wars Legends books? Are they better than canon? Is that what you think personally? Yes. Okay, that's not the opinions of everyone on the podcast. But that's, the importance of having multiple co-hosts is that we can express multiple opinions. I've had 2 glasses of wine. It's fine. It's going to be really fun. Also, did we say already that we're each other? We said on the wrong side.
Yeah.
It's fine. Look at all the books in the background.
It looks beautiful.
Sneak preview of my bookshelf tour/reveal. Part of it's revealed. You can see it. It actually does look a lot better than it did before.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it through the camera now. You can do that if you want to. That's fine. So why are we here? We're here because it was somebody's birthday yesterday. Birthday boy.
It's me. I'm someone.
Yeah, you're someone. I guess it's tradition now that we have to do a birthday stream every time there's a birthday.
Yeah.
Maybe Izzy doesn't count. I guess we'll see. Any excuse to do a live stream, really. But you got a little bit of teeth in that one. Can you relax? That kind of hurt a little bit. So we're going to do a birthday stream, kind of like we did for me. You want to be part of the volume stream so much.
I know. It's okay.
So much. Where's your lobster? You gotta go find it. I know. It's really hard to be a co-host on a live stream on a Sunday evening. So we're going to celebrate. We're not going to be playing Hunters tonight, unfortunately. But we are going to be playing our favorite game, our new favorite game, which is our Star Wars conversation cards. I had to make sure they weren't upside down before I held them up. We did this on, was that 2 streams ago?
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun. So we're going to be mainly doing that once somebody calms down. In the meantime, if you have any Star Wars book related questions or birthday questions or acknowledgements, I don't know. Go for it. Have you had a good birthday weekend?
I have.
Did you get any Star Wars presents?
I did.
Yeah, you want to tell them about your Star Wars presents? Yeah.
Yeah, all of my Star Wars presents were Lego Star Wars related.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, sure. Because I got well, that's not totally true. I mean, if you count the presents I got for myself and went shopping.
Yeah, but that still counts.
Yeah, that still counts. So I got, Lego-wise, I got, from my parents, I got the Technic Droideka back from Phantom Menace time.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that one's really cool. Because earlier this year, I got the new one that came out, I think right around May the 4th. And so I was like, I got to get the OG. So I have it. I haven't built it yet. But I got that one. And then I bought myself the Lego Solus one, a.k.a. General Grievous's Starfighter.
You bought that one today?
And that one I built today, yeah. The most recent one, I don't remember how many years back that it released. I've had the OG one, which is the one that they put out back in Revenge of the Sith time, and then they did a subsequent like newer version of it, larger version of it.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I would ask you to bring it and show everyone, but that would be complicated.
Yeah. And then let's see things we got at the mall. Oh, I got the sneak preview battle droid on the staff, the power of the Jedi one.
Yeah.
That came out ahead of the Phantom Menace, which I think they subsequently repackaged, which is the other one that I have in the actual red and black Phantom Menace packaging. Yeah. But then this one is the green power of the Jedi packaging. Yeah.
We can show them what you pointed out to me.
Yes. So this is one of the weird. So I found this through. I originally found out about this on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then we ended up finding it at our comic book store. So back in '96, I think. Here, I'll hold it up.
Oh, yeah.
Micro Machines, back when they were doing, like the little Star Wars ships, they released 3 sets that were based on 3 Legends books. Well, now Legends books, but not at the time. And so we found one of them at our comic book store, which is the Heir to the Empire set. And so it's made like a little book. See, like if you look on the side here, it kind of looks at the pages, and then you open it up. And, okay, this one was torn a little bit, we subsequently realized. But then they have the little ships and characters from the books. You got, like, a little Thrawn. You got the Lady Luck. You got Star Destroyer. I think you got, there's Wedge.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So they did these back in the mid-'90s. And then the other 2 books that they did this for are Jedi Search and Truce at Bakura. And then no more.
Wild.
So, yeah.
So I will be showing that off on Instagram, TikTok, etc. But since you're here, first, you also found there's a Barnes & Noble in our mall now, which is both great and terrible for me. But I found, am I going to be able to? Yes, I found the new, a new Dawn, the new cover paperback, which is really exciting. I knew I was going to get it at some point, but it just happened to be, they have a really tiny little Star Wars section. It's like one, because it's a really small store. I'll post a picture probably of it tomorrow or maybe the next day. But there's like one little Star Wars section, and it happened to be in there, so I was like, I have to get it. And then proceeded to spend too much money on other books, so it was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
But I'm glad that you had a really good birthday.
I did.
And we are closing out the birthday weekend because we celebrate birthday weekends in this house.
Yeah, we do.
With a stream. Any questions? Any comments? Concerns? Doesn't seem like it. That's fine. We're all just here vibing. What Star Wars are you reading right now? Because I can tell you about what I just finished.
I'm not reading any Star Wars at the moment.
You're not? Yes, you are. You're reading the Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
yeah!
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's right. I'm so much in the audiobook space that I'm like, oh, yeah, sometimes I do read physical books. But
you do?
Yeah, I am reading the novelization for Return of the Jedi, written by your bestie, James Caan.
My bestie. That was a great interview.
It really was.
If you haven't listened to that yet, he talks a lot about, he's got some, wild, writing the Poltergeist novelization stories, which freaks me out in, a good way. It's a good interview. First interview, season 3. First episode of season 3, I think is how it ended up being. Yeah, you like it so far?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 2 chapters left.
Wow. You should have just finished it.
Yeah, I haven't had time.
Yeah, I know. It's been a lot. Yeah. Anything non-Star Wars that you're reading right now? I don't remember what you said you were reading. You pointed it out to me.
Yeah. I am doing some non-Star Wars reading. So I'm currently reading The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride, which is quite good. Been enjoying that.
I was really tempted to pick it up when you pointed it out because there were 1 million copies
in
front of my face. They had a whole section.
And it's a very pretty
it is. I wanted
cover.
I wanted to get it, but I'm trying not to buy too many. I'm not technically out of space yet on those shelves back there, but we're getting there pretty fast. Again, we were there, and then I moved some stuff around, and now we're almost there. I am reading. Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called now.
You trying to remember? Is this a Star Wars book?
The name of the audiobook that surprise dropped the other day.
Padawan's Pride?
Yes, thank you. So if you hadn't heard already, which I'm sure you have, surprise Star Wars audiobook dropped on Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
Called Padawan's Pride. It is a middle grade Audible original audiobook. I read it because it's pretty short because it's middle grade. I read it, over the couple days since it came out. I loved it. Will I be doing a review of it, etc.? TBD. I do want to try to highlight it because it is it surprise dropped. It dropped kind of out of nowhere, and I think a lot of people will miss out on it. Or if you don't have Audible, you might miss out on it. But you can use my affiliate link. And
there you go. That's my girl.
I always forget to plug the affiliate link. If you use my link for Audible, which is in the description of this video and other places, I think, you can get a free trial of Audible for 30 days. You can get that book, any Star Wars book you want, and I get a little bit of something, which is great. You don't have to keep your Audible trial. You can get whatever book you want and cancel it, so you don't have to pay for it. But I get paid, which is fun. So because you can only get it on Audible, which is I'm worried about people missing out on it. So this is the time to use the link if you need one. But anyway, I won't say too much about the book because I don't want to spoil it. But there is a little bit of a High Republic connection, which it was very fun. I got to it this morning when I was finishing up, and I was very excited about it. It's very good. Middle grade is not for everyone, but highly recommend you try it out anyway. It is, I believe, 3 years after The Phantom Menace. That's a time period of Obi-Wan and Anakin we do not really have a lot of in canon. It's very entertaining, especially Anakin, being that age and, being very Anakin, but also, in between, obviously, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, he's, really coming into himself, but just, he's Anakin Skywalker. What are you gonna do? So... highly recommend. I don't know what my rating for it is. It's not a good read, so I can't. It drops so fast it's not even there. But so I haven't rated it, but I would give it probably 4 or 4.5.
Nice.
It's very fun, which is the most important thing, and I think I don't love this surprise drop. I like when things get a little bit of promotion runway, but listen, I'm not mad that we got new Star Wars. We were not expecting that. To be clear, I'm sure some people knew about it ahead of time, but I sure didn't, and most of us didn't. So if you missed out on that, my link for Audible to get that free trial is in the description. Okay, I'm gonna stop promoting my link. Should we play some Star Wars conversation cards?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do that. Somebody's calmed down a little bit, so that's good. That's what we wanted. Did she get her?
Yeah, she's chewing her foot.
Okay, well, that's just
all right,
how it's gonna be.
We have got. Oh gosh, okay.
You need a little bit more room up here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Here, I'm gonna scooch my keyboard because I can do that. It stopped lighting up. I gotta fix that. I don't know why I did that.
All right, 1, 2.
It's actually really hard to see the keys without it being lit up like that. It's fine.
All right, so we've got 5 categories to choose from.
It's very fun to make them all they're very pretty. I know I've said this before on the stream.
Yeah.
They're very pretty.
All right, so we've got 5 categories to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
We've got creatures, the Force, technology, characters, and the galaxy.
I'm going to let you pick the first one because you're birthday boy. But while we're doing that first one, in the chat, throw your what you want your next category to be, and we'll do that one next. A little audience participation.
All right. I think I will do... I'll do characters.
Characters.
All right.
The bookshelf in the background looks really nice.
Yes, it does. All right, pick a card, any card. Oh, whoops, a technology card ended up in here. All right, we're going to do this one.
Birthday boy gets first pick. I'm petting the dog if you're wondering what I'm doing.
All right. Choose 2 Star Wars characters who have never met. How would their first meeting go? Why would you want them to meet?
Oh, this is a really fun one. Was it how you want them to meet or why you want them to meet?
How would their first meeting go,
Okay.
and then why would you want them to meet?
Okay, why would you want them to meet? I can't give you a belly rub right now. It's too far. I can't reach that far. I'm sorry.
Okay, I gotta think.
Me too. Throw your answers in the chat if you got them.
Who are 2 characters that I would want to meet?
I probably have an answer to this that I've thought of before. Do you have an answer? I know you do. Who's your favorite character? The Love Wolves. That's who it is for you. I know.
I gotta think.
2 characters that have never met. That's hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, there are some, like, more, like, obvious answers, like, of course, now I can't think of any. Oh, okay. Oh, I have a good one. Like, oh, wait, like, it doesn't give you any, like, parameters, because, like, this is more of, like, a what-if answer.
Yeah.
Like, are we steering clear of those? Because I can think of another one. Well, because I was going to say Shmi and Leia.
Oh, okay.
But, like, that can't obviously happen in universe.
I mean, the question is doesn't specify any parameters.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think you can bend, like, canon and stuff for this.
Yeah. Which I guess I'll do. I can think of, like, because I want to also try to think of one that, like, could happen.
Oh, okay.
But I just, like, I think of how, like, you know, they never obviously got to meet for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And how would their first meeting go? I think it'd be really emotional. Because I think, you know, they have a very important connection, which is Anakin Skywalker. But the weight of that connection, you know, once Leia's around, obviously is a lot heavier than it would have been if things had turned out better for him. This really, like, I can't really answer the why. Why? Because I think, like, it's a tragedy that they never got to meet. You know, in a different timeline, if things had worked out better, I think they would have gotten along.
Yeah.
I think they would have had some really interesting, thoughtful, philosophical conversations. Chilling on Tatooine, you know?
Yeah.
You brought your toy. I knew you would. Is this your favorite toy? Do you want to show the stream your favorite toy?
Is she gonna let you take it?
I don't know. Do you want to show the stream your favorite toy?
Okay.
Yeah, did you get a lobster?
Okay, yeah, that's a lobster, and she's kind of ripped its face off.
Did you get a lobster for being such a good girl? Yeah.
There you go. Okay, you can go back to playing with it. All right, I gotta keep thinking of mine. Man, this is hard.
It's hard. I'm trying to now think of, like, something that could potentially still happen, or yeah, I guess like a what if could.
All right, we do have some we do have some dropped in the chat.
All right, let's go.
Eli said Boba and Omega because they're siblings.
Yes.
That is a good one. That is still as much as I like the Bad Batch and especially how it wrapped up. It's still to me a little weird that Boba does not show up in that show.
I feel like he would have if the show would have gone on.
Probably, yeah, because the show is so much about, like, the clones and, you know, their fate and they're finding their own destiny and, like, where do they fit in the galaxy. And he even, you know, comes up, you know, obliquely with the whole Alpha Omega thing. And then he's just nowhere. And it's like, yeah, I know that he's, like, off doing, like, his whatever thing. Right. But it's still, like, so weird. It's like, it's such a, like, just gaping absence in the show.
Yeah. I think it would have been really interesting for them to have even just one conversation. Oh, even, like, later, like, you know, the epilogue?
Yeah.
Like, I know that would have been, like, a weird circumstance, but still.
And then we have another one. Nicholas says Chopper and Dr. Afro's protocol droid. That would be good. That is 000,
yes.
I think is the protocol droid. Yes.
that would just be like constant back and forth banter. I love that. Could still happen, I guess.
I have one that's just like a pairing that popped into my head. It's not even that like galaxy shattering of a one, but it just popped into my brain. I think it'd be fun, which is Hera and Poe.
Yes.
I think that would be fun. Again, there's nothing like really like, like tying them together across like the cosmos or anything.
But
or,
they're
like,
both pilots, so like
they're both pilots.
They would have that in common.
Yeah, it would be kind of fun just to see them kind of interacting. Yeah.
Oh, that would be really fun. Yeah, I mean, you could do that with a lot of pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think of like Poe interacting with any of the Alphabet Squadron.
That would be good. Poe and Chaz is probably the one that I would want to see the most out of that. If we have to pick an Alphabet Squadron member, I think would be really fun.
That's a really good one.
All right. Okay. So we gotta call for the galaxy in the chat. So we're gonna do the galaxy.
Oh, can I pick one this time?
Yep. All right. Pick a card, any card.
This one. Ooh, this one.
Yep. All right. Princess Leia works tirelessly to make life in the galaxy better. If you are a member of the Imperial or New Republic Senate, what cause would you champion? Okay, so you gotta think of like a Star Wars cause.
Yeah. This is kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to say it anyway. So it's not really that embarrassing. I don't know why I said that. I used to write Star Wars fan fiction, like a long time ago. I never posted it anywhere. I kind of just wrote it for myself. But one of the stories that was in one of these like potential books that I was writing was about refugees. And it was about how like they were like, they had to leave their planet and like go somewhere else to get away from wherever they were. And like that kind of like came back to mind immediately when you said that, and kind of like I think the cause that I would support would be like rights for refugees, and like making sure that like if they had to flee where they were living, they could kind of have the resources they needed to build their new life. And kind of like, if they could never return to where they were before, then that they could establish some kind of roots somewhere else and kind of rebuild if they could.
All right, that's a good one. I like that one. Especially, I mean, relevant in both of those eras of the Imperial and New Republic Senate.
Yeah.
I think. All right, I'm going to give the me answer.
Oh, God. Is it droid related?
Droid rights, baby. Oh. It's droid rights.
I mean, fair,
Yeah.
Fair question.
They are sentient beings, on par, their lives have moral weight, right? Moral weight, I think, of equivalent to organic beings, right? And too often throughout the galaxy, even sometimes by our own heroes, right? They are used, right? They are treated as instruments. And yeah, I think there needs to be like, I'm going to champion some basic protections for droids.
That is the most you answer you could have possibly given, and I approve.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot to say before we started this one to leave your other potential picks for next categories in the chat. You want to read the categories again so they can pick?
Okay, yeah.
We'll do another one while we're waiting. But.
Yeah. So the 5 categories: creatures, the Force, technology, characters, and the galaxy.
While we're waiting for our next pick, I'll pick creatures. And then you can pick whatever.
All right. Pick a card, any card.
You want to pick?
Okay.
Yeah, your turn. You pick one. I see you. Hello.
All right. Han Solo says about his tauntaun, I thought they smelled bad on the outside. What do you think a tauntaun smells like?
Wet dog.
That was the exact thing that popped into my brain.
You know how, like, when we have to walk her when it's raining and we come back inside and just the entire house smells like wet dog?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it probably is wet dog. Because they're like, well, they're not really dog-like. They're more like, what's the analog to them? I guess almost like, well, I mean, they sort of have like the mountain goat thing with the horns. Right. And they're almost a little bit like ice llamas. Yeah. Like, they're a little bit like that.
Yeah, I can imagine that would smell bad.
Yeah, like llamas or an alpaca, you know, because they've got, like, the fur and stuff.
Right.
So if you imagine it's, like, it's cold, right, you got all the snow on them, and then, yeah, I think it's probably just got to be wet dog.
Wet dog, but it's like it gets like worse and worse and worse. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like she's just only outside all the time.
Yeah. I think it's got to be wet dog. All right, we got to pick from Eli to do characters. All right, so let's do that.
Oh, these are really pretty cards.
Yeah.
I like the colors. I can grab her toy.
Mm. All right.
There's not really a lot of room for me to back up.
Okay. Do not fall on the stream. We do not need injuries.
We shouldn't be doing this after 2 glasses of wine. I don't think I could reach it. Yeah, I can. Hey, look. There you go. Pay attention. There you go. Nope.
Yeah, just back to it.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. Is there a Star Wars character who inspires you? How?
Do I even have to think for a second about my answer?
I don't think you do. You probably don't have to think about it.
Okay, it is Bo-Katan Kryze, but, like, there's an actual, legitimate, like, serious answer. You know, all I'll say about it is, like, there are certain characters in Star Wars who are put through a lot more very difficult to overcome situations than most. And, like, the way her story is left off at the end of season 3 in The Mandalorian comes full circle in a lot of ways in terms of, like, if you know her entire story and you know how much she has lost and you know how hard that must have been to personally witness all of that happening, like, she was there watching it happen. To have witnessed all of that, and then to you're finally in a place where you've overcome that and you've kind of, like, within yourself earned your place back home with your people where you belong, where you should have been the whole time before it was taken away from you. That's very inspiring to me, just in terms of, like, thinking about, like, continuing to move forward despite everything. That's very important to me. That's all I'll say about that.
Okay. I think that's a good pick. Mm-hmm. I think for my pick, I guess I'm gonna pick sort of a very vanilla answer here, but I'm gonna say Luke. Mm-hmm. And in particular, what I'm thinking of is what for me is my favorite Luke Skywalker moment, at least in Star Wars canon, and it is him and Del Meeko on Pilio in Battlefront 2.
That is, like, a very niche.
It's a very niche. But,
like, you're right to, like, pick that as, like, a really good moment.
Yes, it is. I've said this on Twitter. Battlefront 2 Luke is the best Luke. You can keep your Return of the Jedis and your Last Jedi. The best Luke Skywalker in canon is in Battlefront 2. In the 5 minutes that he is in that video game.
Yeah.
And I think it's particularly. I mean, both of the scenes that he's in there are good, but especially that last scene before they part ways, of where he's telling Del about, like, the choice to be better. And I think about that, yeah, I just think about that line. I mean, obviously, like, a choice to be better is like it's almost sort of like an theme of Star Wars, you know, because so much of Star Wars like is about choice and how there's always the option to make the better choice, right? No matter how like no matter what bad things you've done or you know like how far lost you think you are, right? You always have the ability to make the better choice the next time, and so I think about that line. Just a lot, like both in the context of Star Wars and then also sort of in just like the real world context of like you always do have like no matter what the situation is or like whatever you've done, like you always have the choice like next day wake up like the choice to do better, right?
Yeah.
Like that's always present in front of you. So I think about that, but then even like other like later iterations of Luke of like you know once you get to Last Jedi and like you know, he's had this great, you know, failure. You know, he made this really terrible mistake with Ben. And, you know, he's beaten himself up about it and he sort of cut himself off from, like, everybody. And then, you know, him eventually making his way out of that to, like, become the hero again. Again, in a lot of ways, like, you could say, like, it sort of ties back to that idea of, like, a choice to be better. Like there's like kind of a through line of that of like you do like you have like yes you've like messed up you know but you always do have the ability to like you know as Yoda says like you can learn from it you know and you can make the better choice the next time you know like, and he does and so yeah I think I find that very inspiring and like and he's a character who like you know, multiple times stumbles. I mean, you know, there's that version, but then it's like he cuts his training short and faces Vader too soon. You know, he almost gives into the dark side on the Death Star too. Like, he has all of these moments in which he is, you know, he either makes the wrong choice in the moment or he is on the precipice of making the wrong choice. But then he is able to either kind of pull himself back from that or he's eventually able to, like, learn from that and, you know, do better the next time.
Right.
And to not, you know, allow himself to, you know, just completely, like, full, you know, throw in the towel from that. So, yeah. Let me see. Okay, so there was a couple things just in the context of our conversation that came up in the chat that I want to recognize. Okay, so Eli put for his pick Obi-Wan, which I love. Right, he talks about no matter how many times he's knocked down, he gets back up.
Yeah,
I think Obi-Wan is a really good pick. You know, the whole scene between him and Maul in Rebels, I think is just fantastic. About look what I've risen above. I think he's a really good character, right? Someone who like never loses his kind of convictions in his character.
Yeah.
No matter just how many times he is, you know, kicked down and other characters in similar contexts would make different choices, but he, you know, he never wavers.
Right.
I think that's really powerful. Nicholas, what did he say? Ahsoka. So yeah, Ahsoka is one actually that crossed my mind. As a pick because I think there's a lot inspiring about her in terms of like especially I think about like her decision to leave the Jedi Order and like just the courage of like this is the you know the only life you've known the only way of life you've known but then to sort of realize that okay this is not really the right thing for me and so I'm gonna go out and kind of figure out what my place is in the galaxy I think is huge and the fact that like you know despite leaving the Order she ends up still finding ways to help people and to help the galaxy in her own way and to like still take those sort of like the lessons and the knowledge and the skills that she got as a Jedi but like not necessarily be wedded to the Order and kind of figure out a way to still kind of do the Jedi thing in the mission outside of that I think is really huge. So yeah.
Ahsoka's a good one too.
Yeah. All right, let's pick another category. Okay, so we've done, what have we done? We've done creatures, we've done characters. Yeah, those are the only two we've done so far.
What about technology?
Okay, technology. Let's do technology.
Izzy, you want to pick a card? Come here, you want to pick a card?
Yeah, pick a card.
Boop, which one you want?
Okay, well, her giant nose kind of boops all of them, so we're going to go with this one. We're going to say she picked this one.
Yeah, you did a good job picking one. Good job.
All right, let's see. Look at the person across from you, okay? Or think of a friend or family member. Which Star Wars ship or vehicle can you imagine that person piloting?
Piloting.
Okay, so you don't have to do literally, like, each other, but you can just think about somebody else. Okay.
I think, what's like that TIE fighter that you like? There's like a specific kind of TIE fighter.
You're thinking of the dagger?
Yeah.
From Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. You.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That one. You love that.
I do
but
love
also,
that.
like, I just think that just seems like very you. Like, I'm thinking like the car we have right now.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah.
Okay, I like that picture.
You like your, like, kind of a little bit, like, out there, like, unique, like, things.
Yeah.
Like wearing a green tuxedo at our wedding.
Yeah. I like that pick, yes. Oh. Okay. Cause yeah, I mean I've mentioned it probably like on like I probably tweet about it every now and then, but yes, like I love the TIE dagger, which is from Rise of Skywalker, which you never really like the best looks that you have at the dagger are really like not from the movie.
Right,
it's
right.
like the Lego that they did of it, or like productions like still images that or whatever, or like vehicles of it. But I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I can just like picture you just like flying it. Like
I love it. It's like it's a little like weird and like odd, and it's like it's kind of like the way that I would describe its design. It's almost like I would describe it as like Star Wars dumb. Like it's like it's got these like big triangle wings, and it's
right.
it's like dumb, but in the sort of like endearing Star Wars way.
Right.
So yeah, I love the TIE dagger. I think it's really cool. I think it's a shame that like it really is just in the one movie, and then it's also very hard to see because it's all on Exegol. But it's really cool. So I like that pick.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can pick one for you. I mean, we might as well do of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Which could I imagine you piloting?
Imagine me just flying a ship through hyperspace.
Oh my god.
I'm not really like I wouldn't say like I have a favorite ship necessarily. So like I don't know if you like can like because like I immediately thought of that because not just because it's like something that you think is cool, but like you've talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Which one could I see?
Is it just ship or is it like vehicle? I can't remember.
Hang on. Technology. Ship or vehicle?
Yeah, so it could be like a not a ship.
Okay. Let me see. This is a really dumb one, but I can't get it out of my head. My brain went to cloud car, and I don't know why. I don't have a very good answer for why the cloud car. I don't know. I now can't stop picturing you in one of the pods from the cloud car. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yeah, Joe, because I don't know what it means.
I mean, like, as far as we've seen, like, they just kind of, like, go kind of slow, and, like, they're just, like, there's not a lot going on Bespin that we know of, so, like, there's,
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought the cloud car. I don't know why.
I mean, I have always thought that they're really cool.
They are kind of cool.
And I think you can do one, you can fly one in, or you can in Rogue Squadron 2, maybe?
Yes. Yeah, you can do the cloud car in one of those games.
Because I think I feel like I remember doing that, and like I thought it was cool. I mean, it is a cool thing, vehicle, ship, whatever. Sure. Imagine, like, you're in Star Wars and you have, like, a, you know, what's your like, job title, and you're just, like, cloud car pilot. Like, is that, like, in the, like, the hierarchy of, like, pilots, like, how, like, far down the, like, cool factor are you? Like, are you at the bottom? Like, I mean, that like, that's very on brand. I don't know. That noise outside was very distracting. Did you?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's like, yeah. I think we picked each other's
All right.
pretty well.
Okay, so we now have two. No, do we just have? No, we got two categories we haven't done yet, which is the
Alright.
Force and the Galaxy.
All
Is that right? Hold on.
I feel like we've done the Galaxy.
We have done the Galaxy.
I thought someone had picked that
Okay, so
before.
the only one we haven't done is the Force.
Let's do the Force then.
Okay.
Izzy, you want to pick a card again? Yeah, come back. Pick a card.
Okay, pick a card, sweet puppy.
Pick a card. Boop a card. Which one? You got to pick one.
Okay, I'm gonna say she picked this one.
Good job.
Good
job
girl.
picking a card. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Luke Skywalker says, confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. Have you faced a fear? What happened?
Have I faced a fear? Yes, technically. I'm terrified of public speaking. I'm terrified of talking in front of people. I used to be terrified of interviewing people. Which, you know, like when I first started, like, studying, you know, English and journalism, you know, you had to have assignments and go out and interview people, and that was, like, really, really scary for me and really hard. But one of the reasons I started podcasting and, you know, live streaming and all of that was to kind of, like, get over that. And I would say I'm doing fine now.
Yeah, you are.
I get nervous still. I get nervous before I interview people. I get nervous. Like, I don't really get super nervous before we do these because there's not many of you, to be honest. But, you know, I get nervous, but I think, like, there's a difference between, like, anticipating something and being, like, terrified of it. It's very hard for me to do things that scare me. And I've done podcasting and related things so much that it doesn't scare me anymore. And that was the whole point. Here we are.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a like, sometimes you really just have to do the thing you're afraid of so many times that it just becomes normal. If there's something that you're scared to do and you don't know if you can do it and do it and do it and do it. And then you'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I definitely have an answer. But what would it be for me? Faced a fear.
You know, like something you were like, even something I guess you were like hesitant about doing, or someone you were afraid to talk to, or.
Why'd you go downstairs and scream?
Because she's a husky and that's what she does.
Oh my gosh. I've got to have an answer.
Have you faced a fear? Have you faced any fears? She used. I'll tell this story while you're thinking. She used to be afraid of fog. We would be walking because I used to live in like an area that was like, I would say more rural than where I live now. It was like a little bit more open space, open fields, and there was more fog. And we'd be walking, and she kind of like hesitate, like, I don't know if I want to walk that way. I don't think you're scared of fog anymore. What do you think?
No, she's really not.
No, are you a big girl? Did you grow up? You figured it out?
Oh, what's my answer to this question? I really don't know.
That's okay.
I mean, I have an answer, and I'm
That's
sure I'm
okay.
going to think of it as soon as we end this live stream.
That's all right. We didn't have an answer for Eli the last time he asked us a question, and we still don't. I'm still thinking about it. I have not forgotten. That's okay. You don't have to have an answer.
Okay.
It inspired a conversation.
Yeah.
It wasn't fog, was it?
No, it was not fog. No, the dog not steal my answer.
Well, that's good. Anyone else? Okay, we've done all the categories once, so
Yeah.
we have a little bit of time left. We could do a couple more, unless while we're doing another one, you have any Star Wars book related questions. Always happy to answer those. Any opinions you want to hear about? I don't know. Anything you want. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna pick a random category. I'm gonna knock them all over if I'm not careful. This one.
All right, you pick the Force.
Oh, I picked the Force gun. That's fine.
All right, I will pick a card. Let's see. This one. All right. Okay. If you could pick your Jedi Master, whose Padawan would you want to be? What qualities do you find admirable in that Jedi Master?
That's a really good question. I gotta think about an answer for that one. Up until recently, we never saw, Ahsoka really training anyone, until Ahsoka. And then we got to see her, training or trying to train Sabine. I think Ahsoka would be / is a really good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would be a really good teacher for me because I'm a little bit stubborn and I'm a little bit I like doing things my way. Sometimes I think she would be really good at kind of putting me in my place a little bit. I don't know if I would be a good Padawan.
No, I don't think you would be.
Wait! You're not supposed to agree with me.
I'm sorry.
What does that mean? Okay, we're gonna have a conversation about that later. No, I kind of just be I think that this is the best way to do it, and then be totally wrong. It's sometimes you have to look inside yourself and be honest about how things go.
I have sort of a I guess a deeper cut pick for mine.
All right.
Mine would be Eno Cordova.
Oh, okay.
I like him because I think because he's a decidedly unorthodox Jedi.
Yes.
And I think, there's that Yoda line from Empire, right, about the Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, right, never attack. And we don't have a lot of examples about using the Force for knowledge.
Yeah. Right.
And I think he's sort of interesting in that regard because, what you get from him in the Jedi games,
right.
Is he is a Jedi, but he's not a Jedi in the way that we conventionally understand it in terms of he's out there as a warrior settling disputes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He is traversing the galaxy, finding these remnants of ancient societies and cultures and deciphering their artifacts and works of art and things that they've left behind and kind of figuring out lost knowledge and stuff like that, and trying to figure out what happened to them. And so, I mean, obviously, I'm a history guy, and that was my background. And so I think traveling around with him and, going to all these old sites and, digging stuff up, I think that is sort of the Jedi that in that realm or lane or the Reef Silas, lane, he would be probably he'd be number 2. Yeah, I like that. That is the sort of a Jedi that I could imagine rather than going to the Trade Federation and trying to end a blockade or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of Jedi.
I mean, considering you have a PhD, that really does not surprise me at all. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah, so I would go with Cordova.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's someone I would learn a lot from.
You went all the deep cuts today.
Yeah, I got a lot of deep cuts.
I like it. I'm a fan. Yeah.
Let's see. Do we want to do like maybe 2 more?
Yeah, let's do 2 more.
All right, let's see. Okay, let me see here which ones we haven't doubled up on. We've done 2 force. We've done 2 characters.
Oh, we have. Okay.
We've done and so we've just done 1 of technology, creatures, and galaxy.
Let's do a galaxy one.
All right, let's do that.
That's a yawn. Is he one? Oh, she doesn't want to pick another one. She's asleep.
Let's do. This one. Oh, goodness. The Dark Side Cave on Dagobah brings fears to life. What do you think you would see inside? This is a downer.
We might be ending with this question.
We're gonna have to. We have to do another one by virtue of like ending, hopefully, on a lighter note.
Oh, like I know what my answer is, but it's really gonna bum you out.
You gotta do it, man.
I would see my life currently as it is right now, in the sense that it never changes. Like, the entirety of the rest of my life would be exactly as it is now.
Okay.
Which means, as good as things may be in some regard, I never get the things that I want that I don't currently have.
Okay.
So, that would be terrible.
Okay.
I told you it was going to be a downer.
That is a downer of an answer. I mean, it's a downer of a question.
It really is.
The question invites that.
Gonna have to talk to the writer of that question. I won't do that.
Let's see. What would I see in the cave on Dagobah?
The dog would see her nemesis.
The crow?
Which is the crow that yells at her every time we go on the walk.
Yes. Yeah. She would be attacked by a crow in the Dagobah cave. I think... I mean, I don't know, like, exactly how this would manifest in the cave. Like, what this would look like. But I know that, like, one of the things that I just, like, struggle with internally is just a said like like about just life is about sort of the notion of impermanence, the fact that like eventually like things, you know, leave one's life or, you know, go away, perish, you know, in the most extreme sense. That there's always this like we're just always kind of in this state of like coming and going. And that, like, the things we have and the people that we have are, like, temporary things that, like, eventually go away. Again, I don't know what that would look like in the context of the cave. Like, it's not Darth Vader or a crow. So I don't know how that manifests, you know? Like,
I know you've read some John Green, but I really think you need to read more.
I need to read more.
He talks about that a lot, actually.
Okay.
He talks a lot about how, like, everything is temporary and we're just on a rock.
Yeah. Well, that's like the, you know, that's like the old Buddhist type.
Yeah,
like, it's
right.
like the essential, like, Buddhist thing is just, like, you know, like, I mean, like, other traditions and other cultures talk about this, too, but it's like quintessentially their notion of, like, well, then, like, the ultimate thing you have to do is you have to sort of, like, disconnect yourself from, like, you know, terrestrial, like, needs, desires, you know, attachments and things like that.
Right.
And that's ultimately, like, how you know, break the cycle and, you know, you eventually achieve enlightenment.
Right. Well, like, I don't associate with, like, Christianity anymore, but, like, what you're supposed to, and a lot of people don't, but what you're supposed to really, one of the things you're supposed to take away from that particular religion is, while you are here on this earth, do as much good as possible. For good reason, not selfish reasons, but same idea. Like, what are you going to do with the time that you have?
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, not getting attached to things that, like, after a certain point don't matter anymore. Man, what a question.
Yeah. All right, one more, I guess.
God.
What was it? I think it's technology and creatures. No, yeah, technology and creatures are the ones that we haven't done.
We can do creatures.
All right, let's do creatures
Yeah,
here.
we got like 5 minutes left.
Okay, well, let's do creatures. All right, give us a light-hearted creatures one. You can pick. This one.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's not picking any cards right now.
Okay. Would you rather ride a Rancor or a Bantha?
That stupid moment from Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, that.
That was so good.
I would write a bantha just for that. I mean, someone immediately gifted that moment.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about that enough. We do not talk about that show enough. And we should. I think banthas are like my kind of creature that you would ride, where like nothing crazy is happening while you're on a bantha. You know, like you're kind of just going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to pick Bantha also.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think the odds of either falling off or getting thrown off a Bantha seem very low relative to a Rancor.
Right. You can't stop thinking about Book of Boba Fett. Worth a rewatch at some point, I think. I wonder now, that show has, been sitting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to go back and rewatch it, would we have like different feelings? Not that I didn't like it, but like, when you're a lot of like watching new Star Wars now is an interesting experience. I'm curious of like far out from when it premiered or when we first watched it. What do we think of it now? How does it speak to the larger Star Wars story? Who knows? The Darksaber is in it.
Correct.
I guess we can do one more. That
All
was
right.
pretty quick.
Okay, well then let's do the last one that we haven't doubled up on, which is technology.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Yeah, so then we'll have done 2 of each.
We're keeping it a little shorter tonight just because it is a little later.
Yeah.
And gotta make breakfast for tomorrow still.
Yeah. All right.
Nope, I thought I was gonna pick that one. I'm gonna pick this one instead.
Oh, okay.
Let's hope it's not another downer.
All right, let's see. This is a good one.
All right.
Okay, Star Destroyers have striking one-word names, as with the Inflictor and the Finalizer. What intimidating name would you use to christen a Star Destroyer?
That's a really good question.
And I guess one of the things that we can do afterwards, once we pick ours, is to hop on the old problematic Wook and see, like, is there actually a Star Destroyer named that?
Okay, I like that.
Because there's a lot of stars just like get like just like name checked, and like they're not. It's not like the Executor where
right.
it plays prominent. Someone will just mention one in passing, so we could see like
right.
in either canon or legends whether there was a named Star Destroyer
Right.
named for that. Okay, let's see.
Intimidating Star Wars or Star Destroyer name.
No, that's technically already a named Star Wars ship, so I can't use that one.
What was it?
Well, what popped in my brain was Supremacy, but that's the name of Snoke's ship, which is
Yeah,
not technically a Star Destroyer, but is a named ship
yeah,
in Star Wars.
yeah. Some of these questions you really got to think about. Who's in charge in Star? Someone is probably gonna know the answer to this. Who's in charge of like naming the Star Destroyer?
Oh, like in universe?
Yeah. Like who gets to name it? Like who decides it's the supremacy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know? Who's assigned to that? I would be terrible at that. I'm terrible at naming things. You named this show.
Yeah.
It's like
There's like a name generator like somewhere in the bureaucracy, and there's like, we got a new Star Destroyer, and they just like keep clicking through until they get some like intimidating name, and they're like, yeah, we found it, like this one. I
have like part of one, but like by itself it's not enough. I need like another like adjective. I gotta think.
Let me see. I'm also thinking.
Like oh, it's really hard. Cause like, okay, I'm having a really hard time like coming up with.
Yeah, I feel like I have one on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, same. I'm almost there. It's really hard to do this like in the moment and also create interesting content for a stream at the same time. Okay, I think I have one.
Yeah.
What about like the untraceable shadow?
Oh, okay.
That's a mouthful. I had shadow, but I was like, it needs like another like something.
Okay.
That's just that I got there. That's what I got. It's a lot. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine having to say that when you're describing what the name of the ship is.
All right. I'm gonna go with Nemesis.
Oh, that's really good.
Okay, now I have to see.
Nemesis.
Okay, now I have to see if there is actually, in fact, a.
Nemesis.
Yeah, a Star Wars ship. Let me see.
There's a reason I'm not in charge of like naming like Star Wars things.
Let me see. Nemesis. That is actually a Legend Star Destroyer?
It already exists.
Crap! Yeah! It was in The Last Command!
You just finished reading that!
Why do I not remember that? Well, there's a lot of reasons. But! Shoot! It was in those books! Those godforsaken books.
Like prominently?
No,
Okay,
I think this is what I was talking about before. This is like, you know, a line of dialogue where someone's like, they're attacking the Nemesis. And like, I think it's like that.
Got
like, it's not like the Chimera, you know?
It, yeah.
Shoo.
That's really
well, I mean, I could still go with it, but like,
yeah.
it's
not
Legends. It's Legends.
It's Legends. You can reuse it.
Yeah, there you go.
So when you write a Star Wars book, you can use Nemesis.
Man, I should have figured that was a Star Destroyer name. That's too on the nose.
I think yours a lot better than mine. Aw, I hate when we have to end these.
Yeah, me too.
It makes me sad. What?
I'm just the irony of all the names that I kept from all the books.
I love doing these. I know we haven't been able to do. We've been doing like once a month consistently, and like that's probably all we can do for now. I love doing them. I love hanging out with all of you. We'll be back, and we'll do more because it's fun. And I don't know. I just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, or listening, depending on how you're consuming this. Yeah. We'll be back. We'll let you know. I'll try to announce these further in advance. It's just life's a little crazy right now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Thanks as always for hanging out. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for the birthday wishes that are in the chat. I appreciate that.
It's been a really good weekend.
Yeah, it has.
Ending on a high note. Just,
yes.
Erasing that one question that we had answered. All right, we will see you soon, and I will see our patrons on Patreon. I promise if you send me a message in the last few days, I will get around to answering it. I see them. I just haven't read them yet. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.